All right, I'm going to do something a little different today. Normally, I'm here telling you how to build wealth. Today, I'm going to tell you how to guarantee you stay poor for the rest of your life. On purpose. Stick with me because this one only works if you actually listen close. Quick disclaimer before we get into it. Not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice, just me being brutally honest about patterns I've watched wreck people's finances for years, including my own early mistakes. Here's the twist. Every single thing on this list is something I've either done myself or watched someone close to me do, convinced it was harmless. It's not a list of dramatic mistakes, like gambling your rent money away. It's quieter than that. It's the boring, sneaky stuff that adds up over decades without you noticing, until one day you're 60 and wondering where it all went. So today, I'm giving you 10 ways to guarantee you stay broke forever. Obviously, the real point is the opposite. Do none of these, and you'll be ahead of most people by default. But said the honest, reversed way, this sticks in your head a lot harder than another generic 10 tips to save money video ever could. Quick heads up before we start. This isn't for someone who's already financially disciplined and doing everything right. You'll probably just nod along and feel smug, and that's fine too. This is for anyone who's ever caught themselves doing 2 or 3 of these without realizing it. I certainly have. I'll be honest, item number 7 on this list took me almost a decade to actually fix in my own life, and I still catch myself slipping on it sometimes. So let's get into all 10. Number 1, never track where your money actually goes. Just vibe your way through it. This one's sneaky because it feels harmless. I didn't track anything for the first 2 years I had a real income, and when I finally sat down and added it up, I'd spent over $4,000 a year on subscriptions and small app purchases I couldn't even remember signing up for. $4,000 gone quietly, $19.99 at a time. Number 2, treat every raise as an excuse to upgrade your lifestyle immediately. New car, bigger apartment, nicer everything, the second more money shows up. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it's brutally effective at keeping you exactly where you started, just with nicer stuff and the same $0 saved. I did this with my very first real raise, spent the entire increase within a month without even deciding to. Number 3, never build any kind of emergency fund. Just assume nothing bad will ever happen. This one's a favorite because it works great right up until your car breaks down or you lose a shift, and suddenly you're financing a $300 repair on a credit card at 20+% interest, turning one bad week into a multi-year problem. Here's the pattern forming already. None of these are dramatic. None of them feel like mistakes in the moment. That's exactly what makes them so effective at keeping you poor. Number 4, avoid learning anything about how money actually works on principle. Assume it's boring or that it's someone else's job to understand. I get it, for years, finance genuinely bored me. But that gap doesn't stay empty. It gets filled by whoever's loudest, and that's usually not someone with your interests in mind. Number 5, carry a credit card balance and just accept the interest as a normal cost of living. This one's brutal, and I touched on the math of it before, but it deserves repeating here. 22% interest on a balance doubles what you owe in a little over 3 years if you're not aggressively paying it down. That's not a fee, that's a slow leak with your name on it every single month. Number 6, never negotiate anything. Not your salary, not your rent, not your bills. Just accept whatever number you're first given as fixed. I didn't negotiate my first job offer at all, and I found out 2 years later a coworker doing the same role, hired around the same time, was making $6,000 more than me. Just because he asked and I didn't. Here's where I actually want to plug something useful, since we're at the halfway point. I built a free one-page tracker that shows you exactly where the leaks usually are: subscriptions, lifestyle creep, interest you're bleeding out on. Takes about 5 minutes to fill in, and it's honestly uncomfortable the first time you do it. Number 7, this is the one that took me almost a decade to actually fix. Avoid investing entirely because it feels risky or complicated, and just let your money sit in cash instead. I did this for years, genuinely thinking I was being responsible. What it actually cost me was over a decade of missed compounding. Money that could have been doubling roughly every 10 years at a typical market return, just sitting flat instead, quietly losing value to inflation the whole time. Number 8, compare yourself constantly to people online who appear to have more, and let that drive every spending decision you make. This one's newer generationally, but it's brutally effective. I've caught myself buying things specifically because someone I followed had them, not because I actually wanted or needed them. Number 9, and this one's uncomfortable to admit, avoid any real conversation about money with your partner or family, and just hope it works itself out. I've seen this one wreck relationships more than almost anything else on this list. Silence around money doesn't create peace. It just delays the argument until the stakes are higher and the trust is already damaged. Number 10, the quiet one that ties everything together. Never set a single concrete financial goal. No number, no timeline, nothing to measure against. Just vaguely hope things get better someday. Without a target, every single item on this list gets easier to justify, one at a time, because there's nothing to hold any of it up against. So here's the takeaway, the whole video in one line. Staying poor for the rest of your life doesn't require one big disaster. It just requires doing enough small, quiet, forgivable things for long enough without ever once checking the math. I've made at least half of these mistakes myself at different points, and fixing them, one at a time, is the entire reason my own numbers look completely different today than they did a decade ago. If you want to see exactly how I fixed the investing one specifically, item number 7, I actually have a whole video on that, but don't click on it just yet. Stay with me one more second. If you want to be the kind of person who breaks this list instead of quietly living it, that's exactly what hitting subscribe here means. Not for me, for the version of you that stops hoping and starts checking.